Welcome. Today we will start basics of semiconductor. The topics to be discussed today are the classification of materials, energy band diagram, semiconductor properties, charge carriers in semiconductor, semiconductor versus metal. The broad category of the material depending on the electrical conductivity are the conductors, insulators and semiconductors. The conductors are having highest conductivity of the order of 10 to the power 6 to 10 to the power 8 per ohm. Also another unit of conductivity per ohm is known as MHO, mho. So when the electric field are getting low amount of resistance, it is known as conductor. The insulator is impeding the electric field so that none of the electron can flow through such a material. So since there is a scarcity of free electrons in the insulator, the possibility of current is zero through the insulator. The semiconductors are having 4 number of electrons at its valence band. That is why it shows moderate conductivity. The conductivity of semiconductors are between the conductor and insulator. At room temperature, there are few electrons are free and they are moving in the conduction band. That is why there are little amount of conductivity exhibit in case of semiconductor at room temperature. Regarding the classification of the material, as we already have seen that conductors, semiconductor and insulators, here there are some points that will give the differentiation between all these three. The first is the easy conductivity of the conductors. Conductors are easily conducting electrical current, where semiconductor shows the moderate conductivity but insulator shows no conductivity. In case of conductor, it is formed using metallic bonding. For semiconductor, we observe covalent bond. For insulator, ionic bond exist. The valence and conduction bands are overlapped in case of conductors, whereas in case of semiconductor, the band gap between the conduction band and valence band is of the order of 1 electron volt. And in case of insulator, it is more than 10 electron volt. That is the difference between the conduction band and valence band is more than 10 electron volt. The resistance in case of conductor is the least compared to semiconductor and insulator, but in case of semiconductor, the resistance is high, but in case of insulator, the resistance is very high. That is why no conductivity is shown. In case of conductor, the temperature coefficient of resistance is positive. That means more is the temperature, more will be the resistance, less will be the conductivity. But in case of semiconductor, as the temperature increases, conductivity increases. That is why resistance decreases. So in semiconductor, we see it has negative temperature of coefficient for the resistance. In case of insulator, it is also showing negative temperature coefficient. That means more is the temperature, less will be the resistance. In case of conductor, we see some examples for aluminum, etc. All are metal. In case of semiconductor, we see the group 4 elements such as silicon, germanium, graphite, etc. And insulators are mica, paper, etc., which shows no conductivity. Here are the energy band diagram for all these three types of materials. For insulator, the band gap, that is the separation between the conduction band and valence band, is the widest. But in case of conductor, we see they are overlapping. That is, electrons moving from valence band to conduction band needs almost no energy. They are freely moving into the conduction band. But in case of semiconductor, a moderate band gap exists. That means valence band requires little amount of energy to be absorbed in the form of heat or light from the surroundings so that they can move into the conduction band. Regarding the properties of the semiconductor, we already have seen that conductivity is moderate. The electrical conductivity lies between the conductor and the insulator. There are some examples we already have seen. Silicon, germanium, graphite are the commonly used semiconductor. The forbidden energy gap, that means the band gap between the conduction band and valence band, are of the order of 1 electron volt. Conductivity at low temperature, if we observe in terms of semiconductor, it is showing very low conductivity. That means resistance is very high at low temperature, as it is having negative temperature coefficient of resistance. At absolute zero, the semiconductor behaves as insulator. That means there are no free electrons exist at absolute zero temperature or 0 Kelvin. So more is the temperature, more is the conductivity. At room temperature, we get moderate number of electrons in the conduction band for conductivity. The conduction band electrons are responsible for electrical conductivity. The measure and ability to conduct electric current is called the electrical conductivity. Electrical conductivity of the semiconductor increases with increase in temperature. You already have seen semiconductor has negative temperature coefficient of resistance. In semiconductor, electric current is carried by two types of charge carrier. They are holes and electrons. Now let us define what is hole. The absence of electron in the valence band is known as hole. How it is created? Suppose in the valence band, the electrons acquire energy from its surroundings in the form of heat or light, and it jumps to where there is no outer orbit, because valence orbit means outermost orbit. So here the electrons, if acquire sufficient amount of energy, then they become free. Free means they can move into the conduction band, and at that time they are creating an empty space in the valence band, which is known as hole. So thus hole is created by the absence of electron when the electron jumps to become free from the valence band. Remember, hole always exists in the valence band. Regarding the conduction of current, there are two types of current exist in case of semiconductor. That is why the charge carriers are holes and electrons. In the valence band are moving to produce hole current. In the conduction band, free electrons are moving to produce electron current due to electrons. When the electrons in the valence orbit acquire sufficient energy, they move into the conduction band and the holes are created in the valence band. Now, if an electron in the valence band acquires energy but not moving into the conduction band, they can jump into another hole position, creating a hole in its previous position. So in this way, movement of electron in the valence band creates holes in the opposite direction, and that is producing hole current. Holes are positively charged particles, and they are opposite to the polarity of electron, because electrons exhibit negatively charged particle. The difference between semiconductor and metal is nothing but the semiconductor versus conductor. The conductivity of a semiconductor is lower than the metal, but in the same time higher than from an insulator at a given temperature. Semiconductors have a negative temperature of coefficient, whereas the metals have a positive temperature coefficient. The band gap exists in semiconductor but does not exist in metal, as the valence and conduction band overlaps. Let us go through some MCQs. In an intrinsic semiconductor, the Fermi level has four options: lies at the center of forbidden energy gap, is near the conduction band, is near the valence band, may be in the forbidden energy gap. The correct answer is the middle point of the energy gap, because in case of intrinsic semiconductor the number of holes and number of electrons are almost equal. That is why the Fermi level lies at the middle of the forbidden energy gap. The ratio of impurity atoms to intrinsic semiconductor in an to an extrinsic semiconductor is about, there are some ratios given. The correct answer is 1 is to 10 to the power 8. In a p-type material, the Fermi level is 0.3 electron volt above the valence band. The concentration of acceptor atom is increased. The new position of the Fermi level is likely to be, there are some options given. Now since the earlier case is 0.3 electron volt above the valence band, now it will be more closer towards the valence band since the acceptor atom has been increased. Remember, when the acceptor atom increases, the number of hole is also increasing. Now since the density of hole is increasing, the Fermi level becomes more closer to the valence band. So since earlier it was 0.3 electron volt above the valence band, now it will be 0.2 electron volt above the valence band. Now out of these options, as 0.2 electron volt is most favorable, that is why we should go through the option B. Next question, most commonly used semiconductor material is whether silicon, germanium, mixture of germanium and silicon, none of these. The silicon is the best choice because at room temperature the number of free electron are sufficient to show the conductivity. In case of germanium, since the number of electron is more, that is why there is some unwanted conductivity without applying voltage exists in case of germanium, which is totally unwanted. That is why the device made up of silicon, which is not showing the conduction until and unless the voltage is provided, that is why silicon is the best choice. At room temperature, a semiconductor material is a perfect insulator, conductor, or slightly conducting, any one of the above. The choice must go through slightly conducting, because at room temperature semiconductor material is neither a conductor or nor a perfect insulator. It is showing conductivity, but it is not a good conductor, since the application of voltage produces more amount of electron and shows more conductivity. For silicon, the energy gap at 300 Kelvin, remember it is a room temperature. It is either 1.1 electron volt, joule or arc, none of these. The correct answer is 1.1 electron volt. The forbidden energy gap for germanium is 0.12, 0.72, 7.2. So it's the correct answer is 0.72 electron volt. The process of adding impurities to a pure semiconductor is called mixing, doping, diffusing, none of the above. The correct answer is doping. The pentavalent impurities like antimony, arsenic, bismuth and phosphorus added to the intrinsic semiconductor are called acceptor or p-type impurities, donor or p-type impurities, acceptor or n-type impurities, donor or n-type impurities. Now see, pentavalent means one electron is excess, so it is obviously n-type, and in case of n-type semiconductor we already have seen that donor ions are covered with electrons, so that is why the fourth option is the correct option, that is donor or n-type impurities. Next question is impurities like boron, aluminium, gallium or indium, which are group 3 element, added to the intrinsic semiconductor to form. The correct answer is p-type doped semiconductor, since they are group 3 elements. In an n-type semiconductor, the position of Fermi level is lower than the center of energy gap. is at the center of the energy gap is higher than the center of the energy gap. The correct answer is option C, because in case of n-type semiconductor, the Fermi level is closer to the conduction band, and obviously this one is higher than the Fermi level. So that is why it is higher than the center of the energy gap. Next is the mobility of electron in a material is expressed in the unit of, so there are several units given. The correct option is B, meter square per volt second, because the mobility is the ratio of the velocity to the electric field. The unit of velocity is meter per second and the unit of electric field is volt per meter. So that is why the ratio of velocity and electric field provides meter square per volt second. So option B is the correct answer. Next question is, in a metal, the electrical conduction is by electrons and holes. The conductivity decreases with the rise in temperature. The conduction band is empty, and none of the above. So since the electrical conduction is by electron or hole, that shows the bipolar charge carrier is not valid for metal, we should go for the next option. The conductivity decreases with rise in temperature. So here it is showing that conductivity decreases means resistance increases. So resistance increase with rise in temperature shows positive temperature coefficient of resistance, and yes, it is true for the metal. That is why the option B is the correct answer. The next question is, the energy gap in a semiconductor increases with temperature, does not change with temperature, decreases with temperature. Yes, option C is the correct answer, because more is the energy gap, less will be the conductivity. Since with respect to temperature the conductivity increases, therefore the energy gap has to decrease, otherwise little amount of energy will not enable the electron in the valence band to reach the conduction band. So here the option C clearly tells that as the energy gap decreases with temperature, therefore little amount of energy in terms of heat or light to the electrons in the valence band is possible to reach conduction band. So therefore we have completed the second lecture. Now we will move to the third lecture, in which we will describe about the semiconductor types as well as some other properties